I want to get the meetings underway, so I won't talk too long. But the one thing Mark mentioned, which I want you to keep in mind, is we're doing a projection for these players. And it's not necessarily the player that's going to be ready in the next year and a half to make a difference in the NHL. If that happens, it's a bonus, and we'll take it. But the player that we draft this year is going to be with our organization hopefully for 15 years. So we've got to do our best to look forward and see where is this guy going to be in 2, 3, 4 years, because that's really when they're going to start to hit their stride as a player. It's exciting to be in this spot. We haven't had this opportunity in a long time to pick a player of this caliber, so let's have some fun with it, and let's get to work.
So we're up here in Umeå today for the Under-18 World Championships, played in 2 cities, Umeå and Örnsköldsvik. Obviously I want to make sure everybody gets a good feeling about Sweden, because you take pride in your home country, and so hopefully we can get to show Sweden from its best side here. My job is to make sure Mark Kelly feels comfortable about Europe and the European players. I start in Sweden, get a handle on that, and then we have Andrei Nikolishin in Russia, we have Karl Pavlik in Czech, and Mikko Loma does Finland. And then they gather a lot of information, and then I make sure Mark feels comfortable that we have the guys in order and we have enough information on them, and I try to go wherever we need coverage and we need to know the players.
It's important to get as many healthy, constructive, divergent opinions as possible from some very bright hockey minds. Our pledge from day one with Rocky and myself is above and beyond plus. Whatever it takes to get this right, it's going to be above and beyond plus. We're not going to cut corners. This is an original 6 franchise in the greatest sports city in the country, so we're going to do everything we can.
Mark was the one who brought me here to Chicago 10 years ago, so we worked close together. I think we built up a lot of trust throughout these 10 years, and he demands that we know Europe, and hopefully that's what I deliver to him. And, working together with the other staff in Europe, that's, I think we paint a good picture for him and for Stan.
Take a puck and shoot. That was his.
No, but remember, this is not power play. Take this puck and shoot. This is
only
5-on-5.
For sure. But that's what he does every time on the 5-on-5.
But I'm going to say, if you look at his whole body of work at the tournament, for me he was fairly non-visible. I think what you do is you have a lot of knowledge, and then you have the experience in the room. So I think scouts challenge each other. One scout might pick up something that others then start talking about, then they realize it's the discussion leads to, I think, better insight. Let's talk about Bowen Byram.
Just a smart hockey player. For me, his IQ is hands down his best attribute. Kind of knows what he wants to do with it before he even makes the play. I think he's just kind of a step ahead of everyone else on the ice.
Dylan Cousins.
He's checks all the box: compete, energy, work ethic. Quiet kid, but leads by example on the ice.
Kirby Dach,
big centerman, 6'3.5". Was particularly good down the stretch in the playoffs, I think. Showed a lot of compete. For me, a Ryan Getzlaf style player. Ryan Johansson in Nashville, another comparable. Really does everything very well. Makes plays off the rush, particularly good on the power play. Big, strong centerman. I don't know. Interesting that on my first year, there could be a Western player in the mix for that 3rd overall pick. Makes it a little bit more exciting for the rookie on the team, and I'm excited to be a part of it. When you played, you just played, and you knew, player X, Y, or Z was good, or he was a fighter, or a tough guy, or a physical guy, or a fast skater, whatever it was. You knew that as a player, but now, you're watching an 18-year-old kid trying to figure out what he's going to be in 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years. It's just, it's easy to find Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane, but how do you find the middle to bottom guys where there's not a lot of separation?
Fraz was boots on the ground, just that soldier mentality where I think he really learned a lot about what it takes to have the qualities to be a teammate that can help your team win a Stanley Cup.
Very fortunate to play with Duncan Keith and Taves and Kane, but then on the Kings it was Kopitar and it was Drew Doughty and it was Jonathan Quick. The competitiveness of these guys and their desire to be the best at what they do, it's something that maybe people on the outside don't see.
I think a guy like that would definitely have a great perspective and understanding of seeing, recognizing that talent in young players.
All right, big boys. Super competitive guy. Pace picked up here finally. Stop hitting. Yeah, you're hitting too much. Oh, what a save. That was full on split. Has he been good prior to today? Hang around and hang around? Not at all. They're not even playing him how he should be played. I don't think for me. Lucky there. That was a nice play. Bad goal. This guy's awesome.
The interesting thing for me is because all year long, out west we've had, Doc, Cousins, and Krebs to kind of compare playing against each other. And now we're over here, we're missing Doc because he's injured, but now we throw Newhook into the mix and a Tomasino, and you get to see, you start measuring them and you start to realize, the separation, it's not great.
Right. It's not just the U18 tournament. I think in general, scouting in person can give you some things that the television can't. Television is a great proxy, and obviously you can't be at more than one game in a night. So video is an important tool. But I think when you're at a game, you can see the interactions amongst his teammates. You can see things that happen behind the play, in between whistles, which the camera doesn't show. You see where the puck's going. And that's still the most important element. But you miss all that other stuff, and if you have a chance to watch a player live, I think it's always better. So it complicates things a little bit, you don't want to make too many determinations just on these 5 days.
No.
It's important because it's a big tournament. That's why we're here to watch them. But you also have to temper it with a full season of viewings and in their league and in a little bit of a different style play.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at the stats in the tournament, the leading scorers are dominated by U.S. and Canada players.
Right. They scored a lot of goals.
Yeah. And it's the players we'd expect based upon the season.
Yeah, I would say right now, for me, it's not clear who has stepped forward. It's only been a couple games.
Right now it's consuming us. The one thing we're trying to do is look from every angle, and that's why with the staff we have varying opinions, so everyone will have a chance to contribute.
I think you need the guys that have the feel and the gut to be able to see these guys and talk to them and talk to the coaches and get a feel for them. And I think most guys know when they see a guy, would he fit what we want in a hockey player.
Our people work so hard, and Mark Kelly and their staff are so diligent that I'm very confident they're going to draft a player that's going to play a major role. The scouts fight for their players. They fight for their guys for all of the right reasons. But when it comes down to it, between Mark Kelly and Stan Bowman, they're going to make the right decision.
The challenge is to let the process play itself out. We've done a lot of work throughout the year. We've talked to a lot of people. We've had a lot of live viewings. We've had a lot of viewings on film. Talked to a lot of people. So really, people are saying, it's going to be a hard decision. But with all the information we've gathered, I think it's going to be an easy decision.